Alright, you guys, this video is titled Shame slash Guilt. Because a lot of people, we're going to talk about how a lot of people are made to feel shameful or guilty because of the life they choose to live, some things they've done. And to where a lot of times people, when they confront them or somebody comes to them about it, they want to make them feel shame. Like, oh, you should be ashamed of yourself, you should feel guilty. I feel a person should feel a little bad, but a person shouldn't feel guilt or shame. And so, because in order for a person to change, because the reason why a person does what they do is because they're thinking. So change starts with their mind, because they think that this is okay to do. They think it's okay to sit there and have sex with somebody that they're not married to. They think it's okay to do porn. They think it's okay to partake in certain things and smoke weed and do drugs and, you know, be out in the street drinking to the point where you can't get up. And they think that it's okay to do, and it's not. So there are ways you have to come to someone. You know what I'm saying? A person shouldn't feel ashamed, because what happens is when you shame one another, because it's words that you say, oh, you should be ashamed of yourself, such, or you know what I'm saying? You should feel guilty for what you did. You need to feel, you know, and that's not how you come to someone. And I was guilty, but I didn't realize. Like, I know shame, I know that shame and making somebody feel good is wrong, but I didn't realize I was doing it. You know, so because when you do it, you actually tear somebody down to a point where really when you do that doesn't always work. For some people, it works. For some people, it's going to further. They're not going to stop. It's going to make them continue to do it. And but when they continue to do it, they'll hide it, and then they might try to do something that's so. And then you don't know what's going on with it, and then they might start to do something that can really get them hurt. It's really dangerous. You don't know because you done said, because when they open up to you, you came at them. So now they're like, oh, I'm not going to come to you anymore. Not only that, but I'm not going to go to anybody else. Now they're hiding it, and then everybody else that knows about it, they're asking, hey, cover up, don't tell this person, real like that. Then it can turn into something real dangerous, where they get involved with the wrong person, and there's nobody there to stop them and keep them. You know what I'm saying? Before it's too late, and then something happens. So you don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be tearing that person down so bad that they continue the lifestyle, but it turns into something worse. They're hiding it and whatnot. You know, and like I was in a relationship with someone. The last relationship I was in, because I've been single about 2 years now, going on 2 years. And so the last relationship I was in, I ended it in 2017. But before I ended it, we were together from 2016 to 2017. And he had an addiction. He was addicted to alcohol. And one day I was so, and really came out of anger. I was so upset. I was so frustrated, because this was about the second or third time, and I done told him that you know what I'm saying, I don't like this lifestyle. I don't live this lifestyle. This is not part of this. Doesn't work with my lifestyle, and I can't do this anymore. It's too much. It was taking a toll on me. I was working a full-time job, and when I come home from work, I expect to come home from work and relax. When I come home from work and shower, make something to eat, and relax and just chill in my bed until it's time to go to bed and go to work the next day. And it was like I couldn't do that, because every day there are times I come home and I'm not there looking for him. I didn't have to. I know somebody will say, well, you didn't have to. That's why I didn't have to go out there and find them. But how can you say you care about someone or like somebody, but you do them out there like that? But then I understood it's okay to leave them out there like that, because sometimes they have to hit rock bottom. But I was so I had to go out there, and there was a time where one time he had gotten drunk. And see, I had a spare key. My mom at that time had the spare key, so we only had one key, and he knew that. And yet you make a decision to go out and get drunk, and then when I come home, you're not home. I can't get to my house. So I had to sit here and try to, so I'm calling him. There were times when I called him, I couldn't reach him on the phone, so I had to go in and try to find you to get to my own house. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot on me. And I was at my working point, because it was one of those times where he had did that, and I couldn't get to my house, and I went off. I said, you know what? I said, you should be ashamed of yourself. I said, you know it's not okay. I said, you should be ashamed of yourself. You should feel guilty. I said, because you had me out there and I couldn't get to my own home, or I had to be out there looking for you. I said, this lifestyle is not okay. I said, you need to get it together. I said, I can't live like this. I said, I told you, I'm not going to tolerate this mess. And I think his thing was like, if you're going to be with me, you know what I'm saying, you're going to tolerate it, because this is me. Because I believe the way he was telling me that, he was saying, you know, okay, this is me, this is why I'm not going to change, so if you're going to choose to be with me, you're going to tolerate it. You ain't got no choice, because you're choosing to be with me. And I just remember being like, you know what, I can't do this. I cannot be with someone who lives that life. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I feel he was trying to force me to do something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because there were always empty promises. You know, like, oh, I'm going to sit there and I'm going to change, you know, and stuff like that. And I just went off when I was tired of it. I didn't realize at that time until, and we were still dating together. And my pastor had did this sermon about shame and guilt. He was preaching on it. And he was talking about how, you know what I'm saying, you can't be shaming people. It's okay, miss my food shit. Because everybody here has issues. Everybody has done something. Nobody's perfect. You know, so there are ways you have to come to someone. You have to kind of come and say, hey, you know, clearly you must have went through something and stuff, and this is how you choose to deal with it. But this is not my lifestyle. This is not how I live my life. You know, and so I can't continue to live with someone like that. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, I actually, like, I sit there and I have me a drink every once in a while, like some alcohol, I'm a little misstressed, but I don't, when I come from work being stressed, I have a little drink, so I don't mind it. You know, my husband come home, give me a joke, okay, fine, cool, whatever. But I got a problem with is when you're out in the streets and you can't even get back at home because you can't even walk. You know what I'm saying? So what I do is I thought, okay, you know what, I'm not going to drink. So I'm gonna give my wine and my little mixed drink and the alcohol that I use for mixed drink, I'm gonna give that up. And support you to support you. So I did that, but he still didn't stop. You know, he still, so I said, okay, you know what? And so I had reached my breaking point in the visual in the relationship. So that's my history now. As I think back about it, but I've had situations where I was shamed, and I was made to feel bad, and I was tore down, and I was made to be embarrassed because of a decision I made, and it wasn't even a lifestyle decision. It was just that I made a bad decision where somebody had gave me a ride. I told him to drive me to my uncle's house. I'm thinking my uncle was home. I thought the family was there, but they weren't. So now, but they weren't home. So now I was stuck and stranded there. You know. And so then my mom decided that when there was an event where my grandmother was having, and so she wanted to make a big deal and tell people about it. To try to, I guess that's her way of wanting to teach me a lesson, was to embarrass me and be like, oh, did you hear what she did? You know what I'm saying? That's no way of trying to shame somebody or embarrass somebody. Oh, you hear what she did with it? And I remember being so embarrassed. And so I think that's why a lot of times, sometimes when I do certain stuff, I don't bring it to light because I'm worried about sharing embarrassment because I know how my family is because my own mother did too. And my family, they're just as bad. You know what I'm saying? They're good at making somebody feel guilty and shaming somebody and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because my family is very critical. And they criticize somebody. So that's why sometimes if I do fall and I make a mistake, I'm not quick to tell my friends because I know how they are. I might tell somebody else. Somebody that I know if I tell, they won't tear me down too much, you know. So and I just remember having those moments. And I've had more than one. I had my mom chew me out because I lost my glasses. Whereas a kid, that's normal. You know, kids lose stuff. They misplace stuff. As a kid, she's in it. Everybody as a child, because you're growing up and you learn how to keep up with stuff, you're going to misplace something. You're going to lose something. You know what I'm saying? Misplace it. And it ended up being in the house somewhere. But instead of having everybody else help me, I get beaten up and chewed out about it, and it was such a big deal. But if my sister had lost something, everybody had to chip in and help her find it. So I did feel that I got the rough end of the stick. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I got a little bit more worse than my sister did. You know what I'm saying? I felt real bad. I felt shame. I felt guilt. So I knew what it felt like, but I didn't know what it was like to dish it out because I was giving, so I didn't realize what it was. You know what I'm saying? So, and I've done it to my sister because of her lifestyle of that she lives. She's sitting here, she's having sex outside of marriage, but then she's randomly sleeping with people just cause. And she's in a relationship, like here you in a relationship with this person. You had no reason to cheat on a guy, but she did it anyway. You know what I'm saying? She got in the club and she would rather sleep with somebody. I'm thinking, honey, all these stuff out here, and so I don't agree with her lifestyle. And there are times I might have said things that were where I was shaming her, but I didn't realize that's what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't agree with her lifestyle because there are diseases out here. And she's aware of that, and you're sitting here having unprotected sex with somebody that you don't know. You catch a disease, you give it to the person that you're in a relationship with, and then sit there and then lie about it, so it wasn't you, and you know you don't want to step in a relationship. Because she has issues. It's something that she has to work out and figure out on her own. You know, but she's never ever going to work it out, and people are constantly coming for her, covering for her, and defending her and backing her up all the time. You know what I'm saying? Enabling. When you're enabling someone all the time, which my mom does, I said she enables her a lot. She's never going to sit there and take accountability for her action and behavior if there's someone enabling her all the time. You know, so we have to be mindful of how we deal with people. You know, if when you come into someone and you don't really know them that well, you kind of want to say, well, you know, they, you know, say, ask them questions. Say, well, let me ask you this: do you want to change? Do you want to keep living this lifestyle, or do you want to, or are you at a place where you want to just you don't want to live, you don't want to live this life anymore? You're ready for a change. And they say, yeah. They say, well, okay, well, but that can happen, and we can do it right now. I say, if you don't want to live a lifestyle, there is salvation for you. I say it's available. That's all you gotta do is accept Jesus Christ to your life, and once you accept Jesus Christ in your life, you would that lifestyle you will no longer be thinking about that life. You know, say you're not gonna want it because the spirit will be in you, and you're not gonna want the life anymore. When it comes to you, go, no, I don't want that. You know, say you'll be turned off by it. You'll be disgusted by it. You know, there's light at the end of the tunnel, and you let that person, hey, I'm praying for you. I love you. My sister in Christ, I want to pray for you, and you know what I'm saying? But you don't want to come at a person and be like, oh, you should. That's not how you come at somebody, because it's just gonna make them because they probably will never ever go to somebody, because the last time they went to somebody about it, they got this right here. So when somebody's around and they're saying, hey, it's okay, you can tell me, they're not gonna tell you. Because that's how I was in my relationship with that guy I was dating. I was telling him, hey, it's okay, you can come to me, it's okay to tell me what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that person. But he couldn't do it because he had got this, somebody had did this to him. So he couldn't tell me what was the cause of him drinking and why he was doing and living that life. Because he got this right here. So be careful you do that, because then there's somebody there who wants to help him. And the person can't, because that person is afraid to open up. Because she's afraid to open up. Because the last time they did it, they got condemned. They got shamed. They got judged for it. So let them know that God's there, and that change is available, and that they can change, and it's not too late. God is here waiting for them. Accept Jesus Christ. Here's the church that I go to. The pastor is great. Doors open at 10 a.m. Sunday morning. They open up at 9:30, 9 o'clock Sunday morning. Church service starts at 10 on Sunday. On Wednesday, church service starts at 7. Doors are open at 6:30, 6 o'clock. You're welcome to come. You know, and we're gonna love on you. We're gonna heal you, and we're gonna see you through. You're gonna be okay. That's how you deal with it. You don't shame somebody. You don't guilt somebody. That's how you deal with it. Okay, so I challenge you today. Don't guilt nobody. Don't challenge nobody. I mean, don't shame nobody. Okay. You know what I'm saying? That's not how. Because that's not God. That's not how God would a person would deal with something. You know what I'm saying? You talk to them about God, about Jesus, and how Jesus can heal them from whatever pain they're going through, which causes them to live that type of life. Salvation is here. God is here. Love is here. Peace is here. Healing is here. So I challenge you today to share the word of God with somebody when somebody is living a life that you don't love, and they come to you. When somebody comes to you and say, hey, you know, I'm living this life, and such and such, and this is what it is. I challenge you to say, well, you know what? I challenge you to tell them about Jesus. And after you tell them about Jesus, ask them to accept Jesus into their life. Save a soul. Then do some salvation. I leave you with that. Don't judge nobody. Don't cut nobody like this. Don't do that. I know that feeling. And I've done it to people, and they realized I was doing it to people. Because that's what was done to me. So a person only gonna do what they know. That's what I knew. You know what I'm saying? It was done to me. You know what I'm saying? So I really can't. But do I feel guilty or bad about it? No, because I didn't know no better. You know what I'm saying? But as a person, I've changed over the last couple, 2-3 years. You know, because I didn't know what I didn't realize I was doing it. Because that's all I knew. That's how I was treated. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna treat people how you were treated when you were honest about something and revealed your situation with to someone. How that person respond to you. So if someone comes to you, you're going to do what was done to you. You know what I'm saying? Whatever example was shown to you, that's what you're going to do. You know what I'm saying? That's what you know. But now that you know how to do that, talk to them about Jesus. You know what I'm saying? And make sure you say to me when you come to them, you're not trying to preach at them. Just like, you know, to give them your testimony about how Jesus delivered you from whatever you were going through. Okay? Your testimony. You know what I'm saying? I give a testimony how God delivered me, and I know I probably should be here right now. I know I should be here right now, but God has delivered me. You know, and I'm thankful for that. His mercy, His words has delivered me from situations where I probably wouldn't be here. There are plenty of times where I probably shouldn't have been here. you know, but I'm here. Because God's grace and mercy kept me. He saved me. He protected me. The armor of God protected me. And I thank the Lord for that. So God bless you. I love y'all. Good night.